It has been a very long time since I've vlogged. Too long, in fact. I'm going to try and cover everything that's happened every day from February 10th, the last vlog, to today, April 2nd. Or February 13th, I spent all day editing Plan 9. 15th was the first Westbrook shoot. Michael Westbrook made this film Diverting, premiering May 3rd, Fowler Hall, 6:30. Pretty interesting film. I did the behind the scenes, which you can see by February 16th, we filmed a skit. February 17th, I had another Plan 9 editing session. 18th, more editing. I got a partial gig at a place called Image Source Photography. I film a vlog, kind of similar to this one, but with better framing. February 20th, we had a showing at Wabash Center of Plan 9. That's what the editing was about. Went off really well. We filmed the screening, made a little 12-minute thing out of that. More details to follow, but it was really fun, and got to see kind of all that work come to fruition we did a year ago. Westbrook shoot. We did our taxes early. Also, one of my favorite filmmakers online from one of my favorite YouTube channels, Indie Mogul, he finally released his first short film about a documentary about Sriracha, played in Indianapolis. We bought tickets online. I got to meet him. I got to talk to him for about 20 minutes in the bar. We also got free stuff from Sriracha and tickets from Noodles. The documentary was very good and very fun. Very informative. Took a neat angle that I didn't think it was going to take. But what the benefit is but we got like 5 bottles of Sriracha, and I kind of like Sriracha now, only little bits of it. I auditioned for a web series called Aloha. More on that later. Well, I got a part, but more on that later. Went to see UCB, and I got to be the guy picked. I went up on stage, and I told about my life and stuff, and film and stuff, and they made a pretty good long-form bit out of it. They're great improvisers. I like to think they fished good material out of me. You know, like I had a lot going on, supposedly. Look, I always underestimate what I have going on. I feel like I'm not doing anything, and then I do something like this, and I look back at all the things I did, and feel pretty good. More Westbrook shooting on March 1st. Editing, I had to edit those once a week. Or not once a week, but try to get them up within a week. Not always successful. I think that there's plenty of people doing commercials out there. I want to do documentaries about small businesses. I want to get in, examine process, meet the people, and the benefit is I get to make short films, and they get something they can use for promotional stuff. Not necessarily a commercial. I don't want to do any sort of fiction or lies or blah blah blah. Just interviews, pull information out of people. And I think the only people who will pay me to do that are small business people, people who are competing locally, small owners, organizations that could use, they just want a YouTube video out there to keep them at the top of their mind as far as they're concerned in the area. I'd like to do a series of minor how-to videos. There's this guy online who does these car maintenance things. He basically teaches small ways to fix your car. You Google how to blah blah blah, he'll pull up, and he runs a part selling thing. So you get the information, and then he tells you where you can buy stuff to repair your car at the same time. It's not a commercial. It is a help video sponsored. It's a how-to video sponsored by his company, which I like that approach. It actually makes it useful instead of a boring commercial where you're sitting there waiting for it to end. You learn something, and then he tells you you can buy the part from. We all know someone can rip us off, right? There's this wall of knowledge they have and we don't have, and whenever I deal with someone like a mechanic or an electrician or a plumber or something like that, I'm always worried they're going to rip me off because I don't know jack shit. So if they do videos, and they let me film videos that are all basic maintenance kind of things, I think we can develop a series based on, you know, how to unclog your toilet, how to snake a drain, and then when a real plumbing problem comes up, you call the guy who sponsored the videos because you know them, and as far as SEO crap goes, if you have Plumbing Lafayette and you search plumbing in Lafayette, that video will pop up. I shot some stuff for the Honors College again. I went to Mardi Gras on the 4th, and I shot them cooking things. I got some neat footage I'm going to show. Went to TEDx on the 7th. That was really fun. That was also at the time I installed Instagram, which I don't use very often, but it's nice to just have a pretty good camera on the new phone. I got a new phone since last time, too. It's a Galaxy S3. It's really big. It's a lot smarter than my last smartphone. I like it a lot. Shot the last Westbrook shoot on March 8th. Had to leave a little early to catch an improv show that Mallory's new group was performing. Turned out to be an open mic night, though, sponsored by the theater fraternity or whatever. And, anywho, they had open mic night, and I said, I'll do something. And I went up and I did the best stand-up performance I've ever done. I threw in a couple new jokes. I basically took my 3 main jokes and I just tried to weave it. It was a theatrical audience and they were also performers. So they might have been a little more generous than usual, but it was a very good experience. I met a few people, some contacts. I met a guy who might do the soundtrack to Hey Buddy or Exhibit B when I finalized the color on that. I gotta color correct those and get them to the soundtrack guy. So the 9th, I acted in Benjamin Mullen's short film. I don't know how I missed it, but I was also in Mavis's short film, too. In Mavis's film, I played this really funny role, or 2 lines in one scene. It takes about 30 seconds, but it's a really neat button on a film, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I like that I got interesting parts in weird little films. I didn't want to be like a main actor. I don't think I can do that, but I think I can come in for 30 seconds and just up the weirdness or the funniness of a short film, which was very fun. I did a lot of acting. Went to Home Depot, bought some lights. I finally fiddled around with some lights. These aren't the lights, though. More on that later. I watched all of True Detective in about 20 hours. March 13th, Aloha Table Read. Playing a character in that. I also offered up some of my equipment and my camera as a B camera, and he might want me to do a behind-the-scenes short similar to Westbrook, but being as I'm trying to establish myself in the area as a professional, I feel I have to charge for jobs now. I gave him the friend rate / charity rate, which is basically half off my normal rate, which I still haven't figured out that entirely. But I got a rate for charities and friends. The 15th, we went to Gary. I took some family portrait photos of Byron and Jojo and Shiloh and Lee, and I got to use my 600-watt hand light. I got 2 300-watt bulbs from the internet. I only bought 1, but they sent me 2, and they said I could keep it, so fuck me. And then I bought a socket adapter and a Y-splitter, so I basically have a light I can plug into a power strip or hold at the end of an extension cord and do this kind of stuff with. I like having small mobile equipment that's a little DIY, so it's fun. We got Tater an awesome big cage and a bigger igloo. We spent more editing on Tuesday the 18th. Also filmed some Vines with Muhammad and Zach. Vine is really interesting because it's kind of like Instagram for video, but it's good for comedy stuff. We walked around Lafayette, made some Vines. We did that earlier too, but I didn't have it on the calendar because that was more impromptu. But yeah, I've got a Vine channel now. I guess I'll link it. Wednesday, the 19th, I went to BNI, Business Networking International. David, the guy at ISO, or Image Source Photography, has been telling me about it. It's basically a place where small business people meet and discuss small business people things. They refer to each other, they help each other out, that kind of thing. I got about 40 or 50 business cards from people. I networked with about 10. I've been cold calling them recently, trying to get business. I've got a meeting next week. I got 2 maybes and a no. I need to call people more thoroughly. I used to think I could do a demo reel and an email newsletter, but I have to get in people's faces. I have to talk to them. I'm considering even just walking down Main Street in the evenings and just going to businesses and chatting with them and stuff. I gotta wear something better than this, though. I have these blank days, but I know I did stuff on them. It's just hard to remember what I did when I don't write it down. I think I'm covering good ground, though. We got our tax return back because we did our taxes early, and we got some money, and Asia said, if you're serious about this film thing, you need to buy some equipment. I have had an Amazon wish list forever, and it's scary being a small business freelancer because that's what my dad did, and it didn't work out too well for him in the end. But right now I can't really find employment based on my work history. And I don't want to be another burger flipper or pizza delivery guy or whatever, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this short film thing. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to make web videos. I'm going to learn this stuff, and so I have to invest. I bought a light kit with 3 of these lights up here. Got a fluid head tripod, finally, for panning stuff. I mean, look how smooth this panning is. I also bought a new shotgun mic up here, a Zune, which is basically the audio equivalent of my camera. It's really good, the H4n. It's a sort of standard thing now, and I have it. And it's really good. I have a pretty good kit now, you know, and I have to live up to its standards, but I don't want to be one of those equipment guys, because A, I can't afford it, and B, great equipment doesn't make you a great filmmaker. You know, I think ingenuity and resourcefulness is more important than resources. Those hand lights that I rigged up for 20 bucks, the 600 watt Y splitter cable, just doing that, I managed to get some pretty cool lighting effects. This I could get better lighting effects with, but I don't need to whip this out every time I shoot some. I could have put another light down here and got the background to be separated, but frankly, this is a vlog. This stuff is for getting jobs and commercial stuff and shooting short films, you know? And I want to use it for that. Not everything I make has to look perfect. Everything I make has to look perfect for that job. And for a vlog, this is what a vlog looks like to me. Not much else. I'm trying to learn how to budget still. We've had 2 paychecks since last time, basically 2 beginnings of the month. I don't want to try and spend this much time in between vlogging anymore. I'm going to try and vlog more often. I'll see you guys around. This one probably ran really long, and I hope I can edit it in a way that's entertaining to you. But have a good one, and I'll see you a lot sooner than about a month and a half.